So guys, this sticker over here, I had actually made this 3 hours before my father passed away, and that was the last time I had opened the book. Since then I haven't been able to open the book and I haven't taken this sticker off. Obviously I've put this new one because this is today's date, and it just tells you a little bit about what's gone on, obviously. When you do lose someone, when they do pass away, the way my dad passed away, everything just stops. Your whole life just comes to a standstill. You know, it's nothing matters, and nothing matters suddenly. You've just had a massive blow, a bit like a bad accident, and everything just shuts down, and you're just grief-stricken, and it's just an unbelievable thing that happens to you. You're only left with your pain and your tears, and everywhere you look or everyone that you see, all you can think about is the loss of your dad or whoever it is that you have lost, and you don't feel any other emotion at all apart from the loss that you've suffered. So life just stands completely still. Nothing matters anymore. And then you're just into a daze. You could not believe. You can't come to terms with what's happened. Sometimes it just feels as if, my dad's things were left wherever he had left them, and sometimes it just felt as if he's just popped out and he's going to come back any minute, the way that he used to. So it kind of feels eerily a little bit like that. The first time I went to my dad's grave after we had buried him, I actually smelled his scent in the wind. It was just for a few seconds, but I really smelled him there, and it was crazy that I could smell my dad like that. I don't know. Some people probably think it's just your imagination, but I really felt that I smelled him and that he was there. And that's something that I'll never forget. It's quite an extraordinary thing. But the only thing that gives you peace is when you think of the person, or you can go into their room and you can still smell their scent, and you can see all their things the way they left them. And some people say that when they've lost somebody, they actually pack their things and give them to charity after a week or so. But for me, tomorrow is going to be 2 weeks since my dad passed, and I honestly can say that I cannot get rid of his stuff. I've left everything the way that it was, and I just couldn't touch his things and pack them away and send them off as if he never existed. So I'm not ready to do that just yet. I suppose everyone is different. with grief in a different way, but I just can't let go at the moment. It's too soon for me, it's too raw. But another thing that I wanted to discuss is that if there's anyone who's a bit further down the line, if you lost somebody, they passed away, and you feel ready and you've got the bills to pay, or you're worried about your mom or any children, then one thing that you could do that will actually help you in two ways. One is that it will help you get some extra income and you can pay the bills and not have to worry about financial burdens, especially with the rise in the cost of living at the moment. I mean, they are predicting, these are just predictions, but when they make predictions like this, it causes a frenzy and prices spike so much because everyone assumes the predictions are going to be accurate. They're predicting that we're going to be paying 80% more in our energy bills and food prices are going to spike. So, especially here in the UK, so it must be the same around the world. Especially because of the Russian and Ukrainian situation with their war. War is a terrible thing, and I don't know why anyone would want to go and go to war over anything where people's lives are taken from them. It just makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to me. Having lost my dad at home peacefully, I mean, I don't know how I'd feel if I was in a war zone. But anyway, this idea is that if you've got a spare room in your home, you can earn £7,000 without being taxed here in the UK. I don't know the tax system in other parts of the world, but if you listed your room on Airbnb and invited people on short-term stays, 1 or 2 nights or however long, you could make some extra income and that will help you with your bills, and it also would help you with loneliness and isolation, because when you've lost a loved one, you do feel very, very empty on the inside. And imagine if you just put a room up on Airbnb. Obviously you would look at the cost that other people are putting things up at, and you'd lower your cost, because if you're new to Airbnb you would want to attract more people to your room, so you'd make your cost lower, and you'd possibly offer things that other people don't. For example, you could offer that they can bring a pet, because a lot of places don't allow a pet, so that would be very attractive, because some people love their pets and don't want to leave them on their own. And obviously you could enjoy the person's pet too, especially if you're grieving, or if you've got children who are grieving the loss of a loved one. That can be very therapeutic and helpful. So you would then meet people, and you could tell them about the area, what sort of places to go and eat, or you could provide an evening meal together, and just to have someone come in and tell you about a bit about their life and what they're doing in your city, and just having that social interaction, having some people over who can fill the silent spaces in your home, the grief-stricken home. It would just lighten and brighten things up a little bit, and you'd earn a bit of extra money, and you'd make some friends, and that would be a very positive thing for you. So it's just something to consider. another way. It's quite a straightforward thing to take some pictures of a room and put them on Airbnb, giving it a good low price until you get some nice reviews and Airbnb start recommending you more, and you're making friends, and maybe one day, you might go and visit that part of the world, and you may have stayed in touch with the person that stayed with you on Facebook or wherever, and you might go and visit them, and they'll show you around their city or wherever it is they live, and it also makes you feel good that you know someone in certain parts of the world, and just to see how they're doing, it's actually a really nice and positive thing to do, so definitely look that up. But I'm going to try and go and speak as much as I can so that I can help other people and help myself, and turn my father's death and this pain and grief into something positive, to set free some positivity into the world. So thank you for listening. Take care.